Tonight, meet the men who fly into the heart of storms, all in an effort to save lives. The Hurricane Hunter aircraft landed in Cayman today, and Cayman 27's Kenneth Bryan was there. He reports.
This is the world-renowned Hurricane Hunter's aircraft landing safely at Owen Roberts International Airport, armed with a team of specialists and the equipment they use to warn us about systems like these.
This is the aircraft that flies in missions into hurricanes or tropical storms to investigate them.
The reason the hunters are here, to spread hurricane awareness.
In an effort to try and push people to prepare for the upcoming hurricane season, whether there's going to be one storm or a million storms. We want everyone to be prepared, and this is part of our awareness campaign.
The plane and its crew will tour the Caribbean for the next few days, stopping to various countries, educating people on how hurricanes are monitored.
So we've just come from Mexico. It's an educational trip. We're trying to allow the general public a chance to get on board and get a little background information on what this aircraft does.
The director for the National Hurricane Center out of Florida is also here for the trip. He says it's important that the public understands what his team does.
Our responsibility is like an intergovernmental agreement amongst all the people that live in all the countries that are in the Caribbean basin, as we are the regional specialized Met Center for forecasting tropical cyclones. So we follow a standard protocol to provide a 5-day forecast of the track and intensity of the storm and provide other information relative to the impacts, like how big the wind field is, how much rain, and estimates of surge where we have the capability.
These people are, to us, the backbone of any hurricane tracking. These people fly into the system and they actually verify what the satellite is showing them.
And with the hurricane season just around the corner, we wish the team safe missions in the future.
It's something that we feel needs to be done, and we're happy to do it.
Kenneth Bryan, Cayman 27.
All right, and Kenneth will have more for us on the Hurricane Hunter aircraft visits later on 27 tonight. We also got a closer look at the Hurricane Hunter aircraft. As we showed you at 6, the team is here in Cayman to educate and inform about the work they do in providing information about storms as early as possible. That's all in order to save lives. Now, the team gave Cayman 27's Kenneth Bryan a tour of the aircraft. He explained how it all works.
So this is a WC-130J. This is the newest C-130 that the United States Air Force flies. It we've been using this airplane operationally since 2005. As you can see in the back here, it's also a cargo aircraft. It can be used to carry cargo, it can be used to carry passengers. So this is a very good platform to use in a hurricane because it's a very sturdy aircraft. It's a turboprop, and the importance of that is we can fly slow to reduce turbulence as much as possible. When we fly through very, very heavy rain, it doesn't impact our engines like it would a pure jet aircraft. And on this aircraft, we have 2 specific instrument palettes that are connected to the sensors on the airplane, the probes and so forth, that are used to collect the weather data. So we're in the front of the aircraft here, just behind the cockpit, and we have 2 instrument palettes that we use to collect weather data. On the right side, we have our drops-on pallet, and this is the place where we drop these instruments, and these are called drop wind sondes. These are basically weather balloons in opposite. These instruments are dropped at various places throughout the hurricane in the, say, the eye. This is what gets the surface pressure inside the eye of the storm. We normally use about 10 to maybe 15 on a mission. And this transmits data basically 4 times a second back to the aircraft. It has wind speed, it uses a GPS system to collect wind speed, wind direction information. Has a temperature sensor back here and a humidity sensor. And it also has a pressure sensor inside the instrument. So it goes out through this tube here, and there's a little door at the bottom of the tube, and it falls at 2,500 feet per minute down to the ocean surface. So this is a one-time use instrument. It hits the water, it shorts out, and it's done. The data comes back to a computer system here, is processed. Then the data is sent over to the meteorologist. He looks at it, and we transmit it via our satellite link to the Hurricane Center. And so these, we drop about 1,000 of these a year, and they're very lightweight. You could catch it if you were underneath it when it was coming down.
How much does something like that cost?
They're roughly $600 a piece. But here's the key. A hurricane warning may cost $15 to $30 million for one hurricane when it affects a large metropolitan area. So it's a very, very low cost in comparison to what a hurricane warning costs.
And tomorrow we'll show you what life is like for one of the men who fly these Hurricane Hunter aircraft.